Should we get started?
Yeah,
Rhys?
Get started.
All right. Hi there, and welcome to the Cedric Harris Show. I am your host, Cedric Harris, and over here is our co-host, Rhys Meatyard.
Hello.
And Rhys, you brought a guest with you again today.
Yes.
Except for this time, it is not Derek Donnelly.
Is not.
Who was a disappointment. I should say, at the time that we're recording this, the Derek Donnelly episode has not been released, so I want to let our guest know that it was a disappointment. That's all I've got. I won't say any more. But we would like to thank Derek for coming on the program.
Yes, we would like to.
So, Rhys, please introduce our guest, because you didn't get to last time before you were interrupted.
I did not. He started talking instead. So, but this is my good friend. You'll know her as Miss Crit, but we know her as Laura. And we're just sitting here and having a conversation today.
We are, and I am so grateful to be here, guys. Thank you so much.
I know it's a great honor.
It is a most prestigious honor, truly, because as we've talked, I mean, this feels the most authentic, real. This is a true St. Pete moment, and I am honored.
You know, it's funny because
couch.
Someone said that to me. I think it was our first guest, or maybe it was even our first co-host, came here and said, "This house is beautiful. I love this. It's so gorgeous." And I'm like, "You're smoking crack. What are you talking about? Water damage and termite damage and everything's old and smells like old books in a library. And you think this is the most beautiful thing?" Like,
I'm going to be honest. I really do. Because look, I was born and raised here in St. Pete. And truly, like, these creaky old houses and floors and the books to the ceiling, this is what I was born in and of and meant to do. So I'm very grateful for it. Did you say
books to the ceiling?
Oh, babe. My mom's house is crazy. I love her.
I haven't even showed you my mom's part of the house. You know, she's got literally books to the ceiling.
And Adobe termite shit that's holding the walls up. And there's that little... It's like an earthy musk, and you're like, is it black mold or is it just this old house?
It could be. Sometimes when I take a shower, I'll start sneezing, and I'm like, why? Is that the detergent? Is that the generic Walmart Head and Shoulders that I use with conditioner? Or is it black mold? I don't know. Let's not say, because I haven't really made good friends with the St. Pete officials. They would probably like to condemn the house, but
I think you've maybe crossed a few lines to where the fire department's gonna go, you know what, we see it, we see the call, we're gonna let it ride out a little bit.
But I mean, really, is it a Florida house if you don't have a little mold?
Right.
This is the thing.
Or a little roaches.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I tried to tell my daughter. I tried to tell my daughter, I was like, dude, we could be living in a concrete block house and there's going to be roaches and the termites are going to swarm in the summer, even if there's no wood to be had.
Yep.
100%.
Am I just making that up, or is that true?
It's 100% true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, honestly, are you a Floridian if you haven't at least once a week had a palmetto bug try to like dive bomb you?
Try to like have sex with you. It's like,
man. My childhood trauma is from this crazy, and I don't want to besmirch my parents. My dad called himself a collector because he was organized. My mom, on the other hand, and we're talking like paths through the house and stuff. But we've got
a genuine hoarding situation.
You said it,
okay.
Not me. She's gonna watch this.
Sorry, Mom.
If it makes you feel better, my mom is gonna watch this, and she's going to probably go, "Why did you have to say that the house is so?"
You have to say it? No, and we all know we're here. I'm actually working on a body of new paintings that are involved about collecting things and detritus and the stuff that you collect and you can't get rid of for some reason, and it follows you through generations, and I call it impossible stacks, right? Because I'm sure you both can relate. The stack,
dude, I'm in the middle of fucking moving right now.
Well,
So I'm very familiar. I'm very familiar.
Well, can we spend just a moment on that, Rhys? Do you want to talk about your moving journey?
hear
This is
about
like
this
a
moving.
big deal
Yes.
Yeah.
for you. It's a big deal for you, but I feel like I'm living vicariously through your journey.
Well, I'm moving from one house in Roser Park to an apartment in Roser Park.
It's not really even an apartment. It's more like a duplex. I mean, it is an apartment, but when I walk in, it feels like it's a duplex
I mean, it's really big.
or something like that.
House-ish, house adjacent.
Yeah.
It feels house adjacent.
Yes,
You
yes.
got people upstairs?
Well, I mean, I do, yes. But it's like it's pretty fucking big though. It's like it goes from the front all the way to the back. It's
Palatial.
it's
I think it's really nice. Just my
I think
opinion
it's
is
really
I thought
nice.
it was really nice when I saw it.
no, I got incredibly lucky. I got like the best.
If you thought that if this house like gave you sort of like emotional feels, Rhys's new spot gives you that, where you're just like, it's got the windows, with the big security
Oh, I
locks on the
love
top,
it.
where it's
I
and it's
love
got
it.
the old, skeleton key style,
For
like
sure.
yes.
yeah, the little tiny doorknobs for the hands that people had when they had little
The
tiny
old
hands.
Victorian
back then.
child hands.
Yes.
I have those.
Isn't this, well, yeah, I guess you,
No, seriously, no, give it just a little.
yeah.
You could bend both of your knuckles over my
Yeah.
hands.
You don't play guitar.
I don't,
No.
or
Okay.
piano,
Okay.
or I can't. Even the pickle jars, as much as I want to, I'm fucking like I'm gonna do it, and just
Okay.
barely around the lip.
All right.
But no, I love those old creaky houses. I lived in Kenwood in various different houses
So
for
did
about
I.
7 years.
So did I.
And I still to this day, and I love our house. We bought in 2019. We
Yeah.
lucked out before before the world changed.
Yes.
But I to this day, like when I die, I'm gonna haunt Kenwood, but not a specific house, just the streets in the neighborhood. I'm in and out of all of your business. You know what I mean? Oh yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
that way too. I can
Love
I can
it.
feel that. That's some of my best memories. I mean, we're getting into this a little early, but I think all the time, some of the memories that I remember are literally just walking somewhere in St. Pete are some of my biggest memories in the
Sure.
rain.
Yep.
Or in a fucking tropical storm or something, walking through St. Pete, getting soaked and just thinking, having that thought that I don't have as much as I should anymore, where it's just like, this is like a privilege to live here. Like as fucked up as St. Pete is, it's a privilege to get to walk in the rain during a tropical storm in St. Pete, you know?
I didn't
Brilliant.
realize that until I left.
Right.
Like I moved up to New Jersey and New York for a few years
Oh.
in like the earlier 2000s. And I really didn't appreciate it as much as I did until I was gone.
Sure.
And I fucking missed it. I mean, like the rain up there is some weak shit.
It
man.
ain't. I need the
It's
windows
nothing.
to rattle. I need to fear for my life a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I need to feel like the earth is being scoured clean.
Oh, I love it.
you know,
so
like
much.
that because
Yeah.
it doesn't happen like that up there. It's just some little.
Just a little piss and rain. Just a
Yeah.
little shit piss rain.
And they're like, "Oh, it's pouring outside." I'm like, "Bitch, you don't know shit."
no.
5-minute torrential downpours. This was my childhood. And it's coming back to me now because we're finally in an El Nino, right?
Yeah.
Like I
Yes.
didn't kind of realize
Right.
like, the April showers bring May flowers rhyme was absolutely true here. And 5 p.m.,
Yep.
15-minute torrential downpour, the yard floods.
Yep.
And it's just wet, hot. The sky gets that crazy yellow color.
Oh,
Everything
yeah.
looks tinged
I
yellow.
love that. I
Oh,
love
I
that.
It's
love
the
it.
best.
It's the
And
best.
the wind, you feel the wind. It's like the
You
wind
get a
comes in.
cold
And it's
rush and
coming.
you're like, oh, it's gonna
Oh, it's
pour.
gonna. Yeah,
Yes,
it's coming.
yes, it's
Yeah.
on. It's on.
Oh,
Well,
I
and
love
then
it.
it's funny because like you meet the new people and they're like, "Hurricane season, am I safe here?" And it's like,
Okay. So
You're not. Leave.
So I
We're
drive.
awful.
I
Get
drive-
out. Get out while you can. They're real scary.
I drive Uber, and I probably shouldn't tell people this, because I do sometimes discourage people from coming here when they're like visiting, and they're like, "Should I move here?" And I'm like, "No." But other times I'll be honest, and I'll say like, "Dude, hurricanes are so fucking awesome, and the
so
weather here
fucking
is
awesome.
so cool. Like you don't even know.
it is cool.
Like we have the best parties, and like you don't know because like we don't." I was thinking about this when I was actually cutting the grass in the yard earlier. I was thinking about how, it's like our lives move so fast now. And it didn't feel that way when I was a kid. Like, even though my dad worked 40 hours a week, when he was off work and he was like chilling. And we
Different
don't
vibe.
really have that luxury now. But
no.
But we do have dog bars.
We have dog bars. Jesus. But a hurricane, okay, when a hurricane or a big tropical storm comes along, everything kind of stops like a snow day.
It's
Yeah.
You know?
great.
And you
Exactly.
don't have to worry about your kids
I
going to
literally
school.
Just
Nope.
said that to somebody
Because
yesterday.
the kids aren't going to school, and you don't have to go worry about going to work. Well, they're going to try to make you go to work, but you're going to go, there's a fucking hurricane out there. Are you crazy? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And so you stay home, you smoke weed, you drink a lot, you sit in the garage with your neighbors, and you go, oh, that tree fell over.
Exactly.
Pretty much, yeah. You take videos and you're like, oh, this is scary, but
Yeah.
really it's exhilarating.
When I was a kid,
exhilarating.
I'd go to this. I still do it. I did it during Ian when it came through. I go up to that. There's an overpass that goes over 275 here by the
Mhm.
old school.
Oh yeah.
And I'll go up there and just like drink in the middle of a hurricane.
Sure, of course.
Why not? You're not
You're
going to
fine.
die.
You're
You're
safe.
fine.
You're literally
Just
safe.
don't walk under any trees. Look out for power lines. You're
Yeah.
fine.
On
Exactly.
the off chance you get a tornado, which are like cute little water spouts.
That's right. They're kind of
little
cute.
Water spouts.
Like alligators.
Yeah.
They're cute.
I mean, I will grant that Milton was, it was a little bit more serious than like most of the other stuff that we've gotten. But
the past two were the first that my butthole truly clenched up.
Yeah,
as a
me
native
too.
Floridian. And
People-
I don't know if it's because I have shit on the line now. Like we've
Yeah.
got a house and like I pay
Yeah.
for shit. As a kid, you're like, I had what was the year? Charlie and
Oh,
10 of them.
2004.
2004.
Yeah.
Yep.
and like we had 8 of them come
Yeah,
in.
Charlie,
Yeah.
Jean,
Oh
Wilma,
my
maybe
God.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was such a wild year.
it was a wild year.
We lost power for 2 fucking weeks and
Ugh.
like house boarded up. I remember sleeping in the bathtub because
Yep.
it's the coldest place,
Yeah.
right? Because the tub itself was cold.
Oh, it's
so you
terrible.
could lay in there with a really good book and a headlamp and you're fucking solid. I got goosebumps, dog. We're locked in. This is the most fucking Floridian thing. I would ride my bike to my friend Tara's house to go take a shower because they had hot water and electricity.
Yep.
To then ride my ass back home into my sweaty house. For what? I don't know what this. I could have just been stinky feral, spray me off with the hose, whatever. But like those are the most enriching times,
Oh,
right? Like,
Okay, I don't want to go on a tangent here, but okay, so the water heater in this house just went out
Oh.
2 days ago, okay? But here's the funny thing that I discovered, which I kind of already knew, is that in the summer in Florida, when your water heater goes out, you can still take a comfortable shower with the cold water.
100%.
Dude, I went in there and took a shower and a bath earlier, and I was like, this isn't even bad. Like, I'm not even uncomfortable.
Well, no, because it's already hot.
Yeah, it's like 80 degrees.
Yeah.
It comes out of the tap, 80 degrees. And you're like, well, it's a little bit colder than body temperature, but not much.
Well, that was the surprising thing when I lived up north. Like, the cold water actually is fucking cold.
No, yes,
Dude.
yes.
Like,
oh man.
genuinely.
So, okay, let's go ahead and talk about your art. Now, it's not natural for me because, as we found out in the previous episode, I am not an artist and I don't know anything about art, and I probably don't have an appropriate appreciation for art. So I apologize. Tell us about your art, what got you into it, why you're doing it, because that's why you're the guest, is because you're like famous for your art or something,
Famous.
right? That's why you're the
St.
guest, right?
St. Pete famous, baby.
Yeah.
We're go straight to the
You're at
moon.
least as famous as Derek Donnelly.
Oh, bless. Hey, he's part of the story because he gave me wonderful opportunities when I was just an itty bitty critty
Okay.
in the young St. Pete scene. So yes, so I was born and raised here, as I said. And growing up, I was pretty much pedigreed to be an artist. So
Okay.
my aunt, Boo Ursum, is a well-established artist based in Pinellas Park. She has been there since the 70s. She was part of the Beaux-Arts Collective with Tom Rhys, and which was really the first artist enclave in Pinellas County, if we're being honest. So
Okay.
we're talking like 1970s. And it was a very bohemian hippie era. There was poetry readings, art stuff. It was like this old creaky house in Pinellas Park that eventually sadly burned down. But legend has it, Jim Morrison even was there and read poetry when he was a young gun. So my aunt is an artist, and growing up, I showed an affinity for art, if you will. The legend, as my mother and my aunt like to say, is I was on my mom's hip and I see one of my aunt's paintings. And my aunt was known for this kind of very deep and mystic sort of magical realist surrealism, right?
Yes.
And so I'm looking at one of her paintings, and it's pretty interesting, macabre. It was called the Cosmic Jester, and there's like this big jester who's has a marionette of a naked woman, and he's on a cliff, and it's like very Dali-esque in the handling. And I said, "Oh, look at that clown!" And my parents and my mom were like, "She must be an artist. She can see." I'm like, sure. It was subtext also. We were a single income household, and my mom was a hairdresser. I had a stay at home dad. So we didn't have like money for me to go to gymnastics or soccer. Not that I showed any affinity for a sport. So it was very natural for me to just start taking art classes with my aunt. So from the age of like 5 till I was 14, every single Saturday morning, I studied art under my aunt Boo Ursum. She taught me all my fundamentals. 2-3-point perspective. I would draw my pets all the time. We did greeting cards. I was in little art shows at the Pinellas Park Art Society, which is now a clock tower on the corner of where the railroad tracks are.
Oh yeah,
and
I know where
just
that
down,
is. Yeah,
just
I know
down
where
from
that is.
Derek's spot.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's where a star was born.
That was like the country back then.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
was truly the park feed was right next to it.
Yeah.
you know?
I remember. Yeah.
So from there, when I was 14, I applied to Pinellas County Center for the Arts at Gibbs High School. Natural progression, right? And got accepted for visual art. Had an amazing time. And for anybody that doesn't know, I'm sure Derek talked about it a little bit, but PCCA is basically an art magnet high school. It's free to attend. Anybody can apply. And you submit a portfolio, or if you're into theater or music, you audition. And based on your artistic potential, you get accepted, right?
Okay.
So then all of your elective classes, rather than taking home ec or shop, I got to take ceramics and printmaking and photography.
Yep.
And so it really plugged me into honing these fine art skills that I was kind of already pedigreed into. So after PCCA, I was an absolute brat and was like, I'm not going to go to college unless I go to art school. And thank God I got Bright Futures, which paid for 75% of my tuition at Ringling College of Art and Design down in Sarasota.
Okay.
So I did Ringling for 4 years. I studied illustration there. While I was there, I did a foreign exchange trip with a school in Antwerp, Belgium, which was really
nice.
cool. I was one of the first students to go on the trip, and it was called St. Lucas Hud School de Illustrati. So it was specifically for illustration. And got to be there for 6 months, which was mind blowing for, again, a kid from Podunk, little St. Pete Lellman.
Of course.
To like go and travel the world was mind blowing. So, so I've really done art my entire life and was raised in it. And as soon as I graduated Ringling, I had some, crappy regular jobs. I worked at ice cream shops for a long time, Chipotle, blah, blah, blah. I got a job at Central Art Supply Company with the infamous Pat Jennings, rest in peace.
Yes.
And worked for him for about 5 years through the transition of Central Art Supply Company to the art supply store. And that's actually where I got the most plugged into the St. Pete art scene, because everybody came in to buy art supplies from us. So I got to meet Derek, and I got to meet Basque, and I got to meet the Vitale brothers back in the day. And I was just a little starstruck little kid. And from there, eventually the store closed. And I got a job at Bell's department store, because I am the Florida lifestyle.
Yes.
And worked there for about 2.5 years in the advertising department, and realized as I was looking around at some of my colleagues and their tenure, I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. But I made a lot of, I was an art director there as well, which was very fancy, right? So they put me, it was really a graphic design position, because there was like 6 art directors, but I got the title, baby, and I'm here for that. So I did that for about 2.5 years, learned a lot about like advertising, marketing, working really fast, working with a group of people, kind of in and out, everything from the clothes were brought in for photographing, to booking the sets, to going out on set, taking the photos, to then coming back in, and then I had to assemble what you ostensibly line your hamster cage with.
Well, and it really changes the way that you look at art. Like, as somebody who also has worked in graphic design for a number of years, like really changes the way that you look at art.
Absolutely.
And the way that you like compose things, and like even just put the different things together in the way that you like, if there's a themed show and you get like, a theme, it's like, oh, well, this is just a brief.
Absolutely. And that kind of ties into the illustration aspect too. Like, I've always been an artist that likes a narrative. I like a prompt. I'm here for design service opportunities. I want to help you bring your idea to life. If you tried to hand me a piece of paper right now and put me on the spot to draw, I would literally have a panic attack and probably draw a dumb 3-eyed cat.
But I mean, is that really dumb?
I mean, the trope's getting tired, maybe, or maybe not. Maybe I just need to double down on it.
I think that the world can take a whole lot more 3-eyed cats. But I think that really ties into something else that you said you wanted to talk about, and that's human-made art.
Human-made art. Oh, we're gonna get to that, baby. All right, let me breeze through the rest of this. Left Bell's. And then got a job at Creative Arts Unlimited, which is also in Pinellas Park, and that's an exhibit design firm.
I worked there too.
Did you?
I did.
Roger Barganier, baby. Birthplace of the stars. I loved Creative Arts. It was great. I worked there for about 5 years, and that was the first job I got that was actually in the degree I got of illustration. You know what I mean? And it was so cool to like bring these full visions to life, right? Like this is an art direction opportunity, and that really changed my view of things from going from just drawing the little pictures to like, oh, you can put together this whole thing, this whole immersive experience, and it takes lots of different parts and lots of different people to bring that vision to life. But it's so gratifying to walk into a museum. For instance, you guys can go to the Tampa Bay History Museum, and when I was there, we worked on a conquistador exhibit. Can't for the life of me remember it. It's like pirates, conquistadors, and sailors in early Florida. And we built a full pirate ship in the museum. All of the illustrations you see in there, I did by hand. There's like these giant Baroque paintings of ships and stuff. And so to be a cog in that massive wheel was like, just got me jazzed and got me thinking a lot bigger than just the little canvases and doing editorial things. So I loved Creative Arts. But in 2021, I had like a horrible year. Everybody died. It was insane. We had a very close family member die in January, and we had to go up to Tennessee and kind of deal with affairs. And then when I got home, my dad wasn't doing well. He ended up falling, breaking his hip. We all know how that story goes. And then he passed away in February. Then my sister's father-in-law died. My best friend's parents died. Like, it was just nuts. And it was COVID. And it was just this moment where I was like, look, guys, I've already asked for a lot of time off and I can't ask for more. So I think this is it. And I'm just going to quit. I had to take care of my mom in June, July. She got really sick from my dad passing, not taking care of herself. So it was this moment of like, you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. I was in my early 30s, and it's like, just jump, just go off the deep end. So I said, love you. Thank you. Thanks for all the fish, and put in my tendered my resignation at Creative Arts, and then became Miss Crit LLC. I called my accountant, Kathy, and was like, I did a dumb thing. I quit my job. She goes, no worries. We can get you some small business association loans. So I was able to float myself and get on my feet. And I did my first Shine mural in 2021 as well. So October became this moment of redemption. And that, from illustrator to this sort of art directive, big idea thing, to then moving into doing murals. And then murals and public art have been the thing that I'm most jazzed about now. And so from then it's been full clip moving forward. And so
I feel like I missed the significance of the Shine thing because I'm not in that crowd or even really aware of it. Rhys, you've spoken about it several times.
Yep.
Derek's spoken about it. And I'm just like, oh yeah, that's a thing.
Shine go on a tour.
You should go on a
that's
tour.
The only solution.
All right. Well, you'll have to show me, Rhys.
Speaking of tours,
yes.
Speaking of tours, I might happen to be a mural tour guide here in the city of St. Pete, whether walking or aboard Star Trolley.
Okay.
I can tell you about each and every mural in the city.
I was going to say, okay, so this is the other part that we have to do that we've done in the episode with where Rhys was the guest and the co-host, and then with Derek. We need to put up some of your art and also explain to people where they can see if you have anything that's up right now and what people might recognize your style, or they'd be like, oh, I've seen that, I know that?
Sure. So my Shine mural is probably the most obvious one because it's kind of in the downtownish corridor.
Yep.
And I did that in 2021, and I had worked with Shine since 2017. I'm dear friends with the original founders, Tess One and Chad Mize and Basque and Michelle Tanu and Pale Horse. And so I had been begging for the opportunity to be involved in Shine, but it took little Critty from 2015 to 2021 to like build the chops of painting on a large scale and stuff like that.
Right.
So my mural is on Central Avenue and 30th Street. If you are familiar with the now since retired Craftsman House Gallery and one of my most beloved restaurants, Studio Public House. It's right across from there.
Okay.
And it is a big white flower and a bunch of plants.
Okay.
And it says Nowness is the portal right at the bottom.
Right on. I'm sure I've seen that. I know I have.
If you haven't, I will take you by it on the trolley and
Right on.
hold you hostage
Right
while
on.
I tell you all about how that was painted.
Okay, right on.
But yeah, murals just became the thing. It's so much fun to like, and I know you can relate to this, Rhys, is like after so long of being a graphic designer and sitting behind a keyboard, like I have to be in the sun. I need to move my body and stretch my limbs and bend down and pick things up and sweat. And so murals were such a great alternative to like, I still love illustration and design, but like,
got to be the thing that gives you the most exposure, right? Wouldn't you think?
yeah, for sure. I mean, yes, because, and this is my favorite part about public art. The what I think the most important part about art in public spaces is that it is art for everyone. Art for everyone. There's no barrier to entry. There's no expensive ticket you have to buy. There's no pretentious white-walled gallery that feels stuffy or exclusive.
That's right.
Whether you are the homeless man sleeping at the bottom of the mural or the high-rise executive walking to your penthouse, everybody gets that same experience. And to me, that gets me so fired up. So it's the best return on investment, right? Art's not necessarily the most ecologically sound venture either, but it's the best bang for your buck. If I'm going to be using these materials and covering myself in microplastics, I might as well make a work of art that everybody gets to enjoy instead of like a little painting that's getting bought by a collector that's going in a house that nobody else will see but like 5 people in their hemisphere.
Exactly. No, I totally hear what you're saying. I mean, I know when I did mine, it was like, this experience to be able to create something that was like the great leveler. I mean, everybody can experience this. It's not, you don't have to be like, well, I don't understand art. You can just see it and appreciate it and experience it.
Exactly. And you don't need me as a tour guide. Like, I know that may be a hot take for some people because, again, it's like I'm telling these stories about this murals. I've done a lot of research. I've talked and connected with everybody to figure out the stories behind them, to share them. I am profiting off of it by being a tour guide, but I would like to think that I'm putting in work that then also gets the names of all these other people out into your face and in your hemisphere. And if you are somebody that's didn't think you knew anything about murals, maybe now you're gonna commission a Derek
I didn't
Donnelly.
know. I don't know this, but are you actually a tour guide?
I am a tour guide.
You're actually a tour guide.
A tour guide, yes.
And you're not doing like the haunted St. Pete tour.
No,
It's not
that's
that
Brandy
one.
Stark.
Okay. You know these people. Okay.
I know everybody about I've never left here. I know everything about everything. There's that meme of Ron Swanson pushing a shopping cart in Home Depot, and the guy like asks him like, "Can I?" And he just goes, "I know more than you. I know more than you." Yeah, no, and my favorite thing is to tell the stories about these murals, So yeah, I started doing mural tours through Florida Craft Art Gallery in 2021. They needed a third guide, and another guide was kind of sunsetting, so I came in and learned the route, and it's our original route. We talk about the 600 block. We talk about Derek and Seabass and the kind of grandfathers of our street art scene, the murals that paved the way for the Shine Mural Festival to exist, because that didn't come out of the ether either. It was because there was a precedent set of all of these permissioned murals that were just ragtag and bohemian, and some of them still exist. Some of them are fading and are really deteriorating because you only get about 10 to 15 years out
Yeah.
of these things. But I
Especially
feel,
in Florida.
especially in Florida.
Yeah.
But I feel like a calling to like share these stories and preserve these stories and help educate people that don't know anything about art as to why murals are important and what they do to a community, the placemaking, the place setting, the identity it gives us, the color. I mean, we're talking about murals that when Derek and them were slinging paint on the 600 block, they were begging for the opportunities for walls. They were getting paid rat scraps, if anything.
Yep.
Right.
And like trying to prove that this was a valid art form. The city was like every other sleepy Florida town, that was like, I don't know. Is that graffiti? What is happening? And it's like, just trust the process. And now it's the thing that is our signifier. It beautifies the city. The more murals you have, you
Sure.
tend to have less graffiti as well, because
Right.
we've got a interesting symbiotic relationship with our graffiti scene.
Except for every time that I see one of Derek's murals, I want to spray paint over it.
His unfortunately have gotten tagged a few times.
I didn't do that yet.
He's got his. There's a few that have been hit. I'm going on record right now,
Why
Derek.
am I not surprised?
I'm
at
going
all?
on record right now. He's got a signal box that was painted for Shine, a corner
Yes,
canvas
he's-
on Central
he's
or whatever.
Let us all know.
Brother, I'm telling you right now, just which one is my camera?
Take your pick.
Any of them. Derek, you just set up a canopy and put on a high-vis vest, and you do what you do best. Ain't nobody get to tell you otherwise.
That's right.
Do the work.
And have
Don't
a-
wait for permission. Beg for
clipboard.
forgiveness.
High
exactly.
vis and a clipboard.
If you look important, and you do look important, you're so important, Derek. You're important to me.
See, now
I
you're
love
glazing
you.
Derek too.
I love Derek though. I mean, he knows everything and who he is, and I don't need to add any icing on the cake.
Well,
Just
if
go
it
out
makes
and
you feel
repaint your
better,
corner
if it makes
canvas,
you feel
brother.
better, he was all kumbaya last week.
Sure. Look, even as piss and vinegar as we can be in the St. Pete art scene, everybody's fucking friends, and it is kumbaya. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I've got some friends that are based in Tampa, and it is not.
It's not the
fun.
same.
No, it's cutthroat. People are undercutting each other,
Yep.
underbidding each other.
That's how
not
it is
inviting,
everywhere that I hear.
uninviting people. It's nasty, and
I
I'm
know.
like, dude, there's enough
so
walls
lucky
for
here.
all of us. Enough walls for everybody. Now,
Absolutely.
that being said, there's plenty of controversy and tension between Shine and the OG Kush of St. Pete. The ethos of Keep St. Pete Local, and this idea that, in my opinion, I am a diehard, dyed-in-the-wool Shine loyalist to the original 10 years of Shine, and the import of it, which is balancing international, national, and local artists in our city. If you
Yes.
want to be an international arts destination, the only way that happens is if you bring artists into your city.
And we've brought in so many great artists.
Incredible
So many,
pieces.
and I've met so many great
Incredible.
people who've come in from different countries
Oh,
and different
yeah.
states and stuff to
It's
paint here.
remarkable. And the thing is, it should propel all of us local yokels. If you're pissed about not having wall space, get out of Florida and go find walls. There are
Yes.
national walls. There's walls outside of St. Pete. There's walls in the southeast of the United States. There's calls all over the place. Go find an international wall.
Yep.
Those artists are doing it, and they're coming here.
Yep.
And they're making our lives better by bringing their work here. So if we're all going to be, worship at the altar of Salvador Dali, he ain't from St. Pete. So let's get a little bit more in the mix. So to me, I'm a big proponent, because Shine was that catapult for me. It took me as a little local yokel. I got to meet Case McLean. I got to meet all of these internationally renowned artists who probably do not remember me at all whatsoever, and that's totally okay. But it put something in my mind about my work ethic and the quality of my work. When you get local, it can get very comfortable. There was a time at which our local scene of art and everything was so insular. It's the same people in the same shows at different galleries. Mindy Solomon was one of my favorite galleries in St. Pete, and she was in the Ovations building. I think it's the one across from where Elle and the Witch is.
Yeah.
And the Plaza Tower or whatever. Mindy Solomon, amazing curator based out of New York. She refused to show St. Pete or Florida artists. She said, that is not what my gallery is for. And she might as well got chased out of here with torches and pitchforks.
Too bad it's not like that anymore.
She's in Miami now and doing amazing. And so
Yeah.
is Lori Johns, the Emerson. And Lori Johns was a wild one. There was a lot of
It's like
stories
that whole
about her
belief
too.
that, there's no real art in the South. And like the regular people who are watching this don't realize that there is that division, and that there's a lot of, the capital A art, those people don't look here for art. They don't look here for innovation because, we're stupid. We're not cultured.
We're not cultured.
Yeah.
And I think there's also this misnomer that I know a lot of current gallerists are fighting against, is that they think local art is cheap.
Yes.
Because it's here.
Yes.
And I'm like, it took me the same amount of time and materials, and I have better credentials than some of the people that you're buying. But
Yep.
because it's from your hometown, you think you're going to cut a deal with me?
Yeah.
This is not a negotiation.
Yeah. No,
If you want
totally.
a cheaper price piece, you get a smaller commission. I'm not cutting corners off of the quality of work that I did. So I get real irritated. Like, again, as this is my hot take as a local artist, and maybe I'm a little bit of a traitor for this, but like, we all need to grow. I need to grow. I need to grow and get out of the city right now. You know what I mean? I'm getting to be a medium fish in a little medium pond. And part of the impetus is like, you have to go explore elsewhere. And if it becomes too local, it's too incestuous, it gets lazy, it sets this precedent that people think that we are cheap and we're folksy.
Yeah.
And like, that's not what we're trying to build here.
Yeah. Well, and like some of the I get advice all the time from like people who are like elders in the community, and they're like, you need to leave St. Pete. And it's like, if you want to be successful, you need to leave. And,
Art town.
It's like, I'm not going to leave for
I'm
starters.
not gonna
I
leave.
did. I don't know if we did.
leaving.
Did we discuss this, Rhys? But I've thought that, I know we've talked about it off the air, but I've thought several times that if I just left St. Pete, I would blow up at whatever I did. Like, not even just anything. Like, sometimes I feel like St. Pete is holding me back. Not St. Pete, but just the way shit is here now.
I don't know. What do you think about that? I have a thought, but
I don't know. It's like, I've had that thought previously, but at the same time, like, I love the community here.
too.
And like everybody that I know that's moved out of the area, generally speaking, has not found a community that they could be a part of. And
do you miss the people with walking the designer dogs with their yoga pants?
Oh, I don't even
We
pay
have that
attention
here.
to those people.
That's what I mean.
Oh yeah.
No, I was
I don't
talking
even
about here,
pretend-
bro.
I don't,
She
I
got
don't know.
that in
I
New
pretend
Jersey,
those
too.
people don't exist,
Yeah.
I walk past them and they're silly dogs,
Silly dogs.
Yes.
Silly dogs. No, the thing is, I'm never leaving either. You know what I mean? Like, my roots are too deep. I got family here.
Yep.
It's and we live in a world of podcasts and social media where you don't have to leave. You could be from a small town and be just as successful. I don't think there's friends of ours that graduated with us from Ringling 10, 15 years ago that are still living in 5-bedroom apartments with 15 roommates in New York. So, I mean, if that's your vibe, that's great. But like, every time George and I have ever thought about leaving, we're like, why? Like, we're very fortunate and blessed and lucky and whatever you want to say. He works in the creative field. He works at MGA Sculpture Studios.
Right.
He's so locked in and dug in there as the lead fabricator and shop floor manager. And I'm finding plenty of work I'm finding too much work with murals and design. So why would I leave to go suffer somewhere else? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it is paradise. Like, we walk outside and I take it for granted every time. But when you leave town and you come back into Tampa, and when the plane lands, before the door opens, you're like, I smell that swamp fart, baby.
Yeah.
Well, and then
Oh, the red tide's making my eyes itch. I'm home, baby. I'm home.
Well, the whole time I was gone, it's like the whole time I was gone, I thought about, coming back over the bridge from Tampa to Pinellas, and it was like, when I eventually did come back, it was like, yeah, this is my home.
It's hard to be from here, I think, because it is so wonderful.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of my favorite and most cool people came from like shitty small towns or weird toxic places, and then they come here and they're so grateful. So I work extra hard to remind myself of how lucky we are and don't take it for granted. And as much as we all bitch about the direction of the city, and I got strong opinions on that, I think the development it's misaligned. And who are we building all of these for? It's in 10 years, we're going to be full of a bunch of tech dorks, and nobody that actually made the city cool is going to be able to afford to live here. So we got to talk about that elephant.
They're not going to last that long because AI is going to take all the telecommuting jobs. It's going to. No, they're going to. The AI is going
to better guys.
The blue collar shall rise again.
Yes. Something like that. Yes.
I mean, I feel like a plumber most of the time, don't you?
Yeah.
I feel like an electrician.
Yeah.
I'm like, here's your fucking contract. Here's your proposal. Sign off on this estimate. I'm going to get outside, get the work done, and then cut me my check. And like, I love that. I prefer to be that way. I like it. I want to be an underdog. I don't ever want to have made it. Because this is any comedian you've ever talked to is like, oh, the good old days were when we were eating dick in like a Comedy Cellar for 4 people at 2 a.m. And you're like, that was the best time of my. I'm like, that's exactly right. Like, so I always want to be in that modus of like building and grinding.
I was thinking about something about that today, about how I was working in the yard, and I was thinking about how, I've just had a day where like my day was just from the time I woke up this morning, it was just go, go, go. And I was thinking, yeah, you know what? People are best when they do that. But the problem is that we get exploited, not to get all heavy on it, but we get like exploited to where we're doing that for employers, right? We're working constantly and we have no time for ourselves.
For sure.
And it's like, we are best when we're like busy and just going and hungry and all that, but it's never, too often it's not for ourselves. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yes. And this is actually a nice segue into my current quagmire, which is I'm working on a body of work that I can't seem to make. I'm working on it. I'm doing it diligently enough. I've got an exhibition with George opening in November. I won't do plugs later or whatever. But I have such a hard time justifying spending time on myself, on my own self-driven work, because it's like I have to get the money, I gotta get the bag. The freelance life is so feast or famine, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I think work-life balance is a myth. It's for other people that have 9 to 5 jobs.
I agree. Yes, it is.
And like, I get it's
kind of a cope.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a cope, yeah.
When you love what you do, I'm like, yeah, but my hobby is the same thing. So I get finished with this, and all I want to do is do more of this. You know what I mean? Do you feel that way? You have to feel that way.
No, totally. And I mean, like, full disclosure, I do have a day job that I've had since 2021. And because I was freelance for many, many years. And then I took I took a full-time job in 2021. And it's been such a hard juggling act, because, I had to make a decision at some point that I had to treat the art like it was part of my job also, because otherwise you can't prioritize it.
That's right. You have to be your own boss. You have to trick yourself into thinking that you're your employee.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure. I give myself assignments.
Yeah.
I have to give myself prompts for work because being an illustrator.
For me, a huge thing, I know this sounds really cliche or whatever, but a huge thing for me is lists.
I have absolute
I
same.
wish I had mine here. I would show you.
Yeah.
I'm a psychopath.
Yeah.
I write a list every morning of like, get up at this time, and then it's coffee and Duolingo, and it's take a poop.
That is so weird. That's literally, I stopped doing,
I do the obvious one. I need the ones that I know I'm going to check off.
Well, here's the thing. Okay. So once you get the momentum going, it makes it so much easier to do the next one. And literally, I don't do Duolingo anymore because they kept like harassing the hell out of me. Like I had like a 600-day streak going of like 5 languages. But anyway, that's a different story. But I haven't done it in forever. But when I did, that was one of the things that was on the list. It would be like Duolingo, workout, whatever, just stupid little things like that are easy to do. And then deeper down would be the money stuff.
Yeah, the money stuff. And you might not get to all the money stuff things, but I have to write it down. It's with the real page with a real pen on a real piece
Yes.
of paper. The calendars I have. If you come
Doesn't
to my
work for
studio,
me.
no, dude,
You don't
come
do
to my
lists?
studio before.
You don't do
No,
lists?
No,
no,
she
the
does.
digital stuff doesn't
Oh,
work
digital.
for me.
You have to have
No, I
digital
have
does
to have
not.
handwritten lists. I have color.
Yeah.
I have
100%.
color
I do
coded
both.
legal pads
Yep.
for all the different categories of things that I do.
Sometimes I do use Samsung Notes. It doesn't matter if I can put a check mark next to some text
Yeah.
that says that I did something. In the days where you get like the whole if I do write it in one of my notebooks, if I get the whole page done in a whole day,
Ooh, baby.
oh my God, that is the best.
It is.
It's so
It's
good.
the biggest rush. It really
It
is.
is.
Dude.
It's like drugs.
Nothing.
It is. It
Yeah.
really is. It's like, damn, I earned the right to live today. You know?
Yes, one day, and it does. It gives me a brief respite from this like imposter syndrome where
Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck am I? Like, I have no right to exist.
Exactly.
You know?
Like
Yeah.
that whole like existential crisis of like,
Yeah.
why am I even fucking
I
alive?
Yep.
need to know,
You know?
what I'm doing, and I gotta have the trajectory. Is this neurodivergency?
It is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no normies here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's probably why we do what we do.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't work an office job.
Well, yeah, no. I mean, you do, but yeah.
No, I don't. I work at 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and they just have to
brilliant. Sure,
accept
sure,
it
yeah,
because
yeah.
you know that's
Well, the work gets done, and at the end of the day,
exactly
That's right.
if the work
Yeah.
gets done, you know.
All right, so we've blown way over, and it's a bitch to edit these when we go over. So
oh no,
let's get to some meat and potatoes here.
Oh, shit.
Let's get to the real nitty gritty. Sorry, my
Jeez.
throw is terrible.
And
Sorry,
my
I almost
catching
took
is
out
terrible.
Wait
your
a second.
guess.
Wait a second. We're not
It's your
giving.
participation trophy.
I get a participation.
You
trophy.
do.
Like a true millennial.
Yes, yes.
Thank you. I showed up.
You did.
I did work today. Well,
You did.
in the spirit of gift giving, I got you guys host gifts. Just a little something that I've been keeping warm under my tuchus.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
hell
no
These
yeah.
problem.
coasters?
It's butt warm.
Just open it up and check it out. I like. It's the best tape. I'm gonna buy you.
Holy
I
shit,
should have
this
given
tape
you.
is- this
I should
tape
have
is
bought you a
legend.
roll of washi tape as your gift. It is the best tape.
It's like painter's tape, but it doesn't rip.
It sticks to itself, and you can undo it. There's some.
Oh goodness.
little quick
Yes.
sticks.
Oh, that's
Might be
perfect.
some-
Oh my god, and you've even got the little rubber thingies, so it.
Baby, we're goddamn professional here. Been doing
Well,
this
you
too
know,
long.
I've got like piles and piles and piles of art at my house right now. So I'm going to hang
It's
this
my
up
moon cat
in my
for
new
you.
art hallway.
And a
You have a new
Cyclops
art hallway.
kitty.
I have a new art
so
hallway.
Honored. I'm honored for a yes. It's all cats all the time. It might give you a little miasma. What is the thing where your eyes go? Do-do-do-do-do? They wiggle a little bit. Yeah,
I love it.
Meow
I
meow.
love it.
Hiss hiss. Well, thank you guys for having me. We've had a great time.
Well, thank you
Got
for coming.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, new friend.
Yes, indeedy.
Awesome.
All right, folks, this has been the Cedric Harris Show. And of course, this is Rhys Meatyard, who is our wonderful co-host. I'm very glad that we ended up with you as a co-host instead of the co-host that we may have had. I hope he doesn't come attack me for saying that. And this is Laura Spencer. Did I get that right?
Yeah.
I haven't actually said your name yet. This is Laura Spencer, and a very talented artist. I would not know because I don't know anything about art, but Rhys assures me
Yes.
that Laura is a
And I'm right about
fantastic
everything.
artist.
As
well,
far
you
as
have a
art's
piece
concerned.
now, so now you can vouch yourself.
Oh, this?
Yeah, that's a me.
I love it.
That's a Miss.
I do
that's
love
a Miss
it.
Crit me. There you go.
I love it. It's so cute. It's kind of scary, but also cute at the same time.
It's kind of how
Just
I roll.
like you.
Hell yeah. All right, folks, this has been the Cedric Harris Show. We'll see you next week when the guest... Hey, wait, do we know who the guest is?
Not yet, no.
We don't know who the guest is next week, so it'll be a surprise for us, too. Bye.